I'm a firm believer that everybody has a story. Nobody can take that story away from you. People can try to inhibit you, repress your story, whatever, but you still have your story. And that's what's unique to all of us as human beings, no matter what we look like, where we live, we have our own story. Standing in the middle is Iwawa Shino, who died a few years ago. He was in his 90s. And he was born in this country, out in California. His parents had come from Japan. And during the Second World War, he was interned in the camps. His daughter, who's a filmmaker and professor of cinema in Canada, had told me she never could understand why he didn't protest having to go to these camps, and why he always, cooperated and whatever. And she could never seem to understand this, why he and his buddies, why they didn't speak up. So he came to one of my talks at Schuler's when this book came out. My colleague and I wrote it, and he answered the question there. And he said, as a Boy Scout, he said, I pledged allegiance to the American flag. And that overrode all the grief and the trauma that he experienced in the camps. And it was another interesting piece. His wife at first said she wouldn't let me interview her. She was shy. And she did the ikebana, the flower designs. And but she was always present at the interviews. I would go to their homes, and then I would come back with all my questions, and he'd pull out documents, and she would go pull out documents and photographs. And they had a lot of artifacts from Japan because they had gone back and forth to Japan. One day I get a phone call from her, and she said, if you will still interview me, I will let you interview me. She said, I will do whatever you want to help with this.
Was she born here also?
Yeah, they met in the camps. Oh. And she was funny. I mean, here she was in her 80s, and she said that she was a gym teacher. Mm-hmm. So she said, one day I saw a wow, and I thought, wow, he's really handsome. They were a lovely couple, and I was very fun. It was, because now here's a stereotype that Asian Americans and Asians they have a quiet demeanor and they don't exude, like I'm talking with my hands now, and here they were sharing some of their tender emotional life together.